Hi guys, how are you both?
Hey Josh,
Gosh,
how are you?
hey.
You're our first one of the day, so
Well, I'll try to get things off to a good start because such a pleasure to speak to you both because I really enjoyed this film and can't imagine how much fun you guys had making it. But I wanted to start off. Obviously, both your characters, you spend the whole movie pretty much in this state of fear and adrenaline. So, what's it like for you on set having to maintain that through such a lot of your characters' journeys?
Yeah, well, I guess I'll start. I I wish I could have more fun. I think in the next if we ever do another one of these or another horror one, I feel like I gotta have more fun. But it's hard for me to get in out of it when I'm in the zone. I just my adrenaline kicks in and I'm just like running on fumes. But I feel like Drew and Odessa, they were able to just kind of get into it right away and have fun in between the takes. So I think if I did it again, I would probably try to have a little bit more fun. But I started to more with when we got more into the later end of shooting.
I mean, I loved getting in it with Adam, just like jumping around and like getting our breathing together. It's a lot of, it's so fast paced, in the second half of the film. And so we're just constantly running. It's just a constant state of anxiety. But we were able to replicate that, I think, on the day really well. But after a few weeks of that, you're literally in fear. There wasn't a lot of acting. It was just like I'm terrified as Drew. And I know Adam is too. So yeah, we just kind of tapped into it and hopefully it worked.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And of course, no spoilers, but you both get to spend some time in the movie with the Cenobites, and they are seriously freaky just watching as a viewer. So, what was it like the first time for both of you on set when you actually came face to face with your fellow actors, just looking so hideously transformed?
Yeah, when was the first time you saw a Cenobite, Adam?
Dude, I all I can remember is Yinka, dude. Yinka plays the Weeper, and she just I mean, well, one thing, the black prosthetics on her was so cool. Just seeing a black demon, like a Cenobite. I don't think I'd ever seen that before, and definitely not in real life. And she's just so tall, and she did this sort of scary, guttural. I won't give too much, but and it sounds funny when I do it, but it was freaky on the day when we were doing it. And I just remember being like, wow, she's so just in it and unrecognizable. Like her jaw is half, as she's missing a jaw, as you can see in the trailer. And I think that's the one I remember first. But what about you, Drew?
I think I saw David Bruckner, the director, surprised Odessa and I. He wanted a truthful reaction for the Chatterer.
Oh no
He was
way.
the first Cenobite that I had seen in person. And, I can hear them walking him into the room and I know that he's behind me. And there's a moment where we have to turn and see him. And it was just Jason Lyles, who plays the Chatterer, is 6'7", and it's just this towering figure. And it was awful. It was just the most, the prosthetics are so realistic. The skin looks so real. It's like, it felt like it was a real living thing in front of me. It was terrifying.
I bet. And it feels like there is a lot of practical effects in this movie, which as a horror fan, I appreciated. So again, for both of you, what was it like to get hands-on with that blood and guts and really get in the thick of it with, as I said, practical effects on a horror film like this?
It was really a game changer because you hear these stories about an actor having to act opposite of a pole of a stick on a fucking tennis ball on a pole or whatever the fuck. And so it was really cool to be able to be in front of the real thing and be like, wow, okay, we're in it, dude. And sometimes they'd have to we'd get their coverage and then they'd have to rush off to get it taken off because they'd be they'd be going overtime. And so but it just having the mental image of them there in front of us, just you just can't beat it, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the amount of blood too, just the amount of makeup and stuff that we had to go through. I mean, we had to go through, some makeup, nothing compared to all the Cenobites, which is hours and hours of makeup. But it felt like when I was a kid, it was like, oh, this is what making a horror movie is supposed to be. And it felt like we had all those elements. We had all these prosthetics and gags and animatronics and like, you know, tubes with blood, and it felt like we were just like making it with our friends. Everybody's figuring out how to, you know, make the skin look a certain way or the blood look a certain way. So in that respect, it felt like making a classic kind of horror movie, which was really incredible.
How awesome. Well, Adam, Drew, such a pleasure to speak to you both. Really loved what you did in this movie. And as I said, I think horror fans are going to be blown away by this one because I had such a good time with it. So thanks again for your time.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Josh.
Awesome.